This is the 28th of April, 2026. We're at the P3 Bridge, north of Fort Nelson a little bit. Look at this ice. Look at this ice is flowing. Such a nice, beautiful, beautiful day. That river comes all the way up from the Muskwa headwaters. Hi, I'm Dwayne.
Dwayne, I'm Dan.
Nice to meet you, Dan.
Yeah, what's right, Denise?
Hello, Denise. This is twice now we've been down here.
Yeah.
I really like the sound of it hitting.
Isn't that something?
That's cool, eh?
Yeah, we're really slow over the bridge, and we're hearing that. Like, well, we got to get off and go down there.
Yeah, there's another bridge just south of here. It's not even open yet.
Oh, okay.
The Muskwa Bridge, you know, on the Alcan, Alaska Highway?
Yeah, okay.
That's not open.
Yeah, it was still frozen. Yeah, we come over that.
Yeah, I checked it this morning. There was nothing, but boy, this is nice. Nice time of year, eh?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. That's Jagger. My kids are going down south to Chilliwack and dropped them off for a couple hours 3-4 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, that long ago.
Yeah, you got a good place, didn't you? Yeah.
Where are you from?
Washington State.
Wow, long ways, eh?
Yeah.
You come all the way, you seen snow?
Where did we get? We got into a little bit of snow.
Oh,
In the ditches.
oh you're beside Seattle.
Yeah, we're down south of Seattle on the coast.
South of Seattle, holy cow. You ever watch Mariners or no?
We're familiar with them. We don't follow a lot of sports, but
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's nice to travel and look around. The sun out.
Beautiful.
If you were here in January, it would have been minus 40 below. It gets cold over there too, eh? Where you're at.
Not that cold.
But still cold.
Still cold.
Yeah.
We're going to be back up here in November. I don't know if this will be frozen by then or not, but
October. Usually in October, the puddles freeze, and November. I don't think the ice will be frozen. I don't think it'll be frozen, but who can predict the weather?
right.
Nobody can predict the weather, right?
It's harder and harder every year.
Yeah, we had 5 feet of snow last year,
Oh, okay.
and it's shocking, but it's sure nice to see this water go, this ice. It's sure nice to see the ice flowing, man, oh man. And all that power of it hitting the booms there.
A lot of energy.
Yes. Yes, for sure. So this when we used to work for forestry, we used to fly all the way up this river. It goes up about 2 hours north of here, south of here, and it's called the Muskwa headwaters,
Okay.
where it just comes out of the mountains. And then there's a profit and all that. They join up
Okay.
and they meet here, just south here. They make the Sikanee River and Muskwa make the Fort Nelson River.
Okay.
So now this is a Fort Nelson River, and this flows down to Northwest Territories to Fort Liard,
Okay.
and then Nahanni, and then Fort Simpson, and then it goes out into the ocean. It meets the Mackenzie River.
It does meet the Mackenzie. Okay.
Yes, this does meet the Mackenzie.
Okay.
And,
this isn't the Yukon drainage.
This
It's
is
on the other side.
the Yukon's the other way, and I'll tell you,
Yeah.
they got a lot of snow up there too.
Okay.
This goes into this goes into the ocean. Boy, oh boy, that water's. We're gonna have a lot of water this year.
We had a lot of wood.
A lot of wood floating.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of floating wood.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've been up to over the Mackenzie a few times.
you have.
Yeah. Up the Mackenzie, the Peel, Fort McPherson, Newvik, and on up to Toya.
Way up there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Times now. We travel when we can, as far north as we can.
There's lots of so many histories of the old trappers. I'm
Yes.
sure you heard of Albert Johnson.
Albert Johnson, I've studied all of his books and
Yeah, Albert
seen
Johnson.
the movie. You've seen all the documentaries too.
Yeah. Back then, my dad was a trapper, and he was up there around Fort McPherson and stuff, and they actually went into Albert Johnson's house.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah, but the law of the land was like, if you and him, wife had a house, and I come in there, it's 45 below, you kind of got to give me a cup of tea
Yeah.
and send me on my way. So my dad and this other guy named Carl, our house, they went into this guy's house and he gave them tea. But he would always keep his distance, keep his back to them. And they had tea. He had a gold tooth. Go.
That's
Yeah. But my dad's friend Carl, our house, had a gold tooth, and this guy kept looking at it. This guy, but anyway, they managed to get out of there and stuff, and there's so much stories about it. I really like that show where he's going over the mountains.
Yeah, the one with Charles Bronson.
Yeah, and he got away.
Yes.
He got away.
Yeah.
That was good, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so much history there.
Yep, death hunt.
Yeah. So anyway, so this comes all the way up, and it goes all the way to up to the Fort Simpson, and then meets the Mackenzie River, and they go right out in the ocean. So this is just a start. There's going to be a big pile of ice up north, probably towards Fort Liard or something. But I'm live streaming as you can see, eh? See?
Oh, right on. Yeah.
See the people?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then the dog. You could just tie to the tree.
All right.
I just don't want to get pulled around by the dog.
Oh,
Yeah, it's pulling your cat. We hear that.
Where are you going now?
We're
Exploring?
Well, we're probably going to stay somewhere up around the hot springs around the Fort there.
Oh, did you eat in town already?
No, we're going to stop and get gas and stuff.
But did you eat, or are you going to just cook on the trail?
We've eaten on the way. Yeah, we've been eating.
Because there's a really good restaurant called Triple G's Restaurant.
Triple G. Seen the
Oh.
Yeah, it's a campsite. It's actually a campsite there where the tourists park.
Yeah, yeah.
And they have breakfast all day. Nice bacon and eggs, nice crispy bacon, potatoes. Just full when you leave there. And it's hard to get a good meal nowadays, eh?
Yeah.
But they have a really good place. It's just,
Okay.
it's open.
So
Yeah.
the guy from Tetsa Lodge, he just was down here and said that he ate there. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tetsa, I think they have cinnamon buns or something.
yeah.
Cinnamon buns. You know all the good spots.
Yeah.
And then there's another
We're learning.
there's another place, Footlong Hot Dogs. It's around mile 450. Tetsa is what, 375?
Okay.
I'm talking miles, eh?
Yeah.
Fort Nelson's mile 300. Whitehorse is 918.
Okay.
Muncho's 635.
Okay.
Tetsa's 375. So this cinnamon buns, Muncho Lake, mile 450. You heard about the cinnamon
That's
buns?
the double G.
I guess so, double G's. But I was talking triple G here in town here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you go south, just this side of Fort St. John, there's another really good restaurant called, I don't know how many G's are in it, but it's really good. Really good, because nothing beats a good breakfast way to start the day, right?
Yeah.
Bacon and eggs and all that good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, hey, it was nice meeting you.
Hey, so when you first come here, was this ice flowing or?
Yes. Just 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just got here.
So you been thinking may have just started flowing then?
It may have just started flowing because that other bridge, when I came here 20 minutes ago, there was nothing going on at that other bridge.
Okay.
Wow.
So this is happening here, and
Wow.
it's going to go downstream, and it's going to open up because there's so many people they don't have bridges up north.
Yeah.
People are at one side or the other side. You got to wait till the water flows to come across.
Right.
Yeah.
And so this is a really good time of year. We have no mosquitoes.
Yes.
That's a good thing, eh?
We travel this time of year. The shoulder season, no mosquitoes, and if there is some mud, it's usually it'll be frozen in the morning.
Yeah. You see any bears?
Not
No.
yet.
Have
No.
you?
I heard there's a bear 22 miles south of here,
Okay.
a black bear.
Okay.
But we're still alive, so it's like winning the lottery.
Yeah.
You know, but chances are it's probably going to get somebody else.
Right.
You been to Hot Springs?
Yeah. Not today, but
You've been there, eh?
Oh yes. Yeah.
I remember going there, was around Christmas time, 30 below, nobody there, just pitch dark in Hot Springs. You could hear, hoo, in the bush. And you're walking all by yourself, no gun, nothing. And that's what saved me was the lottery. You know, you never win the lottery. There's 10,000 people
The
come
odds
here. The odds are, why me out of the 10,000? So I just continued, went for a nice little swim, and still alive today. So sometimes we got to go with the odds, eh?
That's right.
We took the kids there back in 2003. They were really young.
Yeah.
And back in 2009 or in 97, there was a bear mauling there and a couple fatalities.
Yeah.
And they were kids when that, and they'd come by shortly.
Oh,
after.
right, when that bear ate that guy.
Yeah, and the mother.
Yeah, that was
Killed
my
the
friend.
mother.
That was my friend.
Oh,
From
Yeah.
Fort St. John, right? That guy?
No. He's from Port Nelson. His name is
Fort Nelson.
Ray Kitchen.
okay.
Ray Kitchen got a skinny guy got killed by the bear about 1997.
Yeah.
And he was trying to help the woman.
He was trying to help the
Yeah.
woman, and he passed away. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, he has a daughter here, and really rough circumstance.
Yeah.
But now they have a fence all around that
Yeah,
thing.
they do. Well,
And-
they have a fence around the campground, but not the hot spot.
And
The-
you can't
the-
go up to the upper. They don't let you
They should have the rangers walk around with a gun.
We were somewhere, and they had that was someplace totally different, but they did have a shotgun in the little side-by-side cart, like golf cart things.
Yeah.
It's some campground place somewhere up north. I can't remember now, but it wasn't there.
Yeah.
But when we were out there at the kids, my wife told the kids, says, whatever you do, just make sure you keep a kid between you and the bank. Another kid.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well,
Survival.
that's right. Yeah.
You don't have to outrun the bear, you just have to outrun the guy next to you.
Yeah, that's right. So which way are you gonna go now?
We're headed on up to the hot springs.
Right on. Well, geez, enjoy it. Geez.
Yeah.
Nice holiday for you and your
Yeah,
wife.
great.
Just looking around all over. No rush. Don't have the boss ain't gonna phone you tomorrow.
That's right.
Get to work. Right on. Oh, good for you, Betty. You deserve a good holiday.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks for the tips, too.
yeah, well, Triple G's restaurant.
Okay.
Good breakfast, good lunch, whatever you want. Fish and chips,
Okay.
all that stuff.
Poutine? We have poutine?
Everything. Take care, man.
All right,
Nice to meet you. Yeah. Take care, Betty.
What do you like stream on?
Facebook.
Facebook under what?
My name's Dwayne Fred Lowe. L-O-E.
Yep, Dwayne Fred Lowe. Okay.
Dwayne Fred Lowe.
All right.
Wave. Can I take a picture?
Yeah.
You and your wife. Okay, wave. Where are you from? Okay.
Washington.
Okay, Dwayne Fred Lowe.
Dwayne Fred Lowe. Thank you, Dwayne.
See you guys. Yeah. Yeah. This is the P3 bridge, just north of Fort Nelson. Just let's look downstream. Looking downstream. Next place would be Snake River. And then Fort Liard. And then Nahanni. And then Blackstone. And then Fort Simpson. So all this ice is coming down that way. Once again, this is the Fort Nelson River here. Broke free, temperatures plus 14. So much power. Yes, this is a P3 bridge just north of Fort Nelson. So all this ice is going to come up to Fort Liard and break that. She's going full bore all across. It's even going to that far shore. Water's coming up even at that far shore over there. You can see the water coming up over there. Even this little guy's interested. Where is he? Oh yeah, he's happy. This is a P3 bridge, Fort Nelson. So the ice will be breaking north of Fort Nelson. It's breaking here. It always does seem to break on the 28th of April. That seems to be a very famous day. It always seems to break for some reason or another on that day. But it's not broken at the Musker River, Fort Nelson. You can see all the trees coming down. Big stick gonna get broken in half. Big tree gonna get broken in half here. Lots of pressure there. Oh, we missed it. It goes on for miles and miles and miles. To all the shut-ins, those that can't make it out, welcome. My name is Dwayne Fred Lowe. We're at the P3 Bridge in Fort Nelson, north of Fort Nelson. This is Fort Nelson River. Today is April 28th. Temperature is plus 14, 16. Ice is moving today, April 28th. A good sign. Traffic on that bridge. On this bridge. This is live, raw, uncut footage. this river comes from the Musco headwaters, and then there's a lake up there called Equan Lake, and Equan feeds into the Sicany River. Sicany River flows down and meets the Musco River, and they make the Fort Nelson River. And this is what we're looking at, is the Fontas and Musco joined forces. And this is the river we're looking at, is the Fort Nelson River. And the Fort Nelson River flows down into the Liard River, and then it forms the Liard River, and then the Liard River flows into the Mackenzie, and the Mackenzie flows into the ocean. So this is just a little stop along the trail for this ice. You could hear the ice crunching against the steel. That's making all that sound. Look at all these ducks. Duck soup. Lots of power in this water. All that ice getting jammed against those pillars. This is P3 Bridge, north of Fort Nelson. This is the Fort Nelson River breaking up, going downstream towards Fort Liard. Fort Liard will be next. Ice will be crunching. Temperatures plus 12 for Nelson. It is April the 28th. In Fort Nelson. Have a good day. God bless.